Have you noticed how something once considered outrageous, like a $1,000 car payment, has suddenly become normal? Scroll through social media and you'll find people casually mentioning car payments that sound more like mortgages. One person says, "Yeah, mine's about $1,670. Another says, "Mine? $1,720. And no one even flinches. It's wild, but it's happening everywhere. So, let's pause for a moment and really talk about this. In this video, we're going to unpack something that's affecting millions of people: how much car you can actually afford. Whether you make $40,000 a year, $80,000, or $150,000, by the end you'll have a clear idea of what's realistic and what's financially dangerous. We'll go salary by salary, no fluff, just straight talk. But we're not stopping there. We'll explore why dealers push people to overspend, break down the rising cost of borrowing, dig into the psychology of car ownership, and uncover rules that can protect your financial future. And if you've been wondering whether leasing or financing is smarter, we'll cover that too. So whether you're shopping for a car or just trying to make smarter money moves, stay with me. This is information you don't want to skip. Here's where the problem starts. Dealerships convince people they can afford far more than they actually can, and they do it by manipulating time. Right now, the average car loan in the US is about 69 months, that's almost 6 years. If your credit score isn't great, chances are you'll get an even longer loan. Why? Because stretching the loan makes the monthly payment look smaller. It creates the illusion of affordability, when in reality you're just paying more over time, often a lot more. And here's the kicker: interest rates are climbing. A few years ago, you could lock in a 3% or 4% rate. Today, you might face double that or higher. That's not a small difference. It can add thousands of dollars in extra costs over the life of the loan. Bottom line: owning a car is more expensive today than ever before. So how do you protect yourself? It starts with understanding a few simple rules of thumb. The first one is the 35% rule. This rule says the total cost of your car, including taxes and fees, shouldn't exceed 35% of your gross annual income. If you earn $40,000, your car should cost no more than $14,000. At $80,000, the cap is $28,000. At $150,000, it's $52,500. Now, let's be real, this is on the aggressive side. It's more for car enthusiasts, people who want a luxury ride or a high-performance vehicle. Think of it as the dream car budget. But if you just want reliable transportation without financial stress, there's a better option: the 25% rule. This is the sweet spot for most people. It allows you to own a safe, reliable, even stylish car, without blowing your budget. Using the same income examples, at $40,000, your cap is $10,000. At $80,000, it's $20,000. At $150,000, it's $37,500. It may not buy you a luxury SUV, but it ensures your car doesn't become a financial burden, and that's the key to long-term financial health. But let's go deeper, because affordability isn't just about the sticker price. It's about how that price breaks down into payments. That's where the 20th of April 10 rule comes in. The 20 means you should put at least 20% down. If you're buying a $30,000 car, that's $6,000 up front. The more you put down, the less you finance, meaning lower payments and less interest. It also protects you from depreciation. Cars lose about 20% of their value in the first year. If you finance 100% of a $25,000 car, after 1 year it's worth only $20,000, but you'll still owe more. That's called being underwater, and it's a dangerous place to be. A 20% down payment helps keep you above water. The 4 stands for loan length, no more than 4 years. Stretching to 5, 6, or 7 years might make the monthly payment smaller, but it costs you far more in interest. For example, financing $30,000 at 6% for 4 years costs about $2,500 in interest. At 6 years? Over $3,800. That's an extra $1,300 wasted. And finally, the 10. Your total monthly car expenses, including loan, insurance, and maintenance, shouldn't exceed 10% of your gross monthly income. If you earn $5,000 a month, that's $500 max. Strict? Yes. But it protects you from lifestyle creep, when expenses rise with your income and leave no room for saving or investing. Here's the trap many fall into: appearances. People want the luxury car, the social media flex, the status symbol. So they stretch their loans. Two people might both say, "I'm paying $550 a month." But one will be debt-free in 4 years, while the other will still be paying in year 7, and paying thousands more overall. That's the hidden cost of stretching loans. You're not saving money, you're just delaying the pain. Remember this: the car you drive doesn't define your worth. What matters is whether your car helps you move forward, or holds you back. A car should be a tool, not a trap. So before you step into a showroom or browse listings online, ask yourself, am I choosing a car that fits my life, or am I reshaping my finances to fit a car? That one mindset shift can change everything. Up next, we'll break down how these rules apply across different income levels, explore the pros and cons of leasing versus financing, and share practical tips to lower your monthly payments without sacrificing comfort. Let's not forget, when calculating how much car you can afford, fuel often gets overlooked. But in reality, fuel is a recurring and significant expense. It should always be part of your budgeting equation. Whether gas prices are rising or holding steady, they're still a monthly reality. To give you some clarity, here's a simple rule of thumb based on income levels. If you earn between $40,000 and $150,000 annually, a quick way to estimate your maximum monthly car payment, including insurance and maintenance, is to divide your gross annual salary by 120. It's a simple calculation that gives surprisingly accurate results. At $40,000 a year, your maximum monthly car expense should be around $333. At $80,000, it's about $666 per month. And at $150,000, you could technically spend up to $1,250 a month. But here's the real question: just because you can spend that much, does that mean you should? The answer, more often than not, is no. Spending at the top end of your affordability range is risky. It leaves little room for unexpected costs or long-term financial goals. Cars are notorious wealth killers. They depreciate quickly, drain resources, and rarely provide any financial return. The less you spend on your car, the stronger your financial foundation becomes. And that's not theory, it's backed by decades of data. Let's imagine you buy a modest car and end up saving hundreds each month compared to your maximum budget. That extra money can work for you instead of against you. You can invest in index funds, boost your retirement account, or save toward a home. Instead of being tied up in a depreciating asset, your money grows, and that's the real power of smart decision making. So why is the recommendation to keep car expenses under 10% of your gross monthly income? Why not 15% or 20% if you can afford it? Because life is unpredictable. That extra 5 to 10% could be what allows you to cover a medical bill, book an emergency flight, or launch a side hustle. Staying under 10% builds breathing room into your budget. It's not just about affording the car, it's about making sure you can afford the rest of life too. Now, let's tackle a hot topic. Should you lease or should you buy? Leasing is appealing if you love driving a new car every few years. You get the latest features, enjoy lower monthly payments, and often benefit from warranty coverage throughout the lease. Small business owners may even find tax advantages. And in many cases, leases require little to no down payment. Sounds great, right? The downside is that leases come with mileage limits, and going over them gets expensive fast. At the end of the lease, you don't own anything. You either return the car and start over, or you pay a steep buyout price. Leasing offers convenience, but it doesn't build equity. It's essentially renting your car. Buying, on the other hand, makes the most sense if you plan to keep a car long-term. Whether new or used, once you've paid it off, you eliminate monthly payments and are left with only maintenance and insurance. That's a huge financial advantage. If you're buying, you'll face another choice: cash or financing. Paying cash means peace of mind. No debt, no interest, and full ownership from day one. Some dealerships even offer discounts for cash buyers. If your money would otherwise sit in a low-interest account, paying cash can be a smart move. But here's where opportunity cost comes in. Imagine you're buying a $25,000 car. You could pay in cash and deplete your savings, or you could put $5,000 down and finance the rest. By financing, you keep $20,000 available to invest. Historically, the S&P 500 returns 8 to 10% annually. Over 5 years, that $20,000 could grow to $31,000, an $11,000 gain, while you're making manageable car payments. Stretch that investment over 30 years, and it could compound into more than $265,000. That's the power of letting your money grow. If you're disciplined and know how to invest, financing at a reasonable rate often makes more sense than paying all cash. Now, here are 3 essential tips to save big on car ownership. Tip 1. Always shop around for insurance. Never accept the first quote. Compare at least 3 or 4 providers. Companies like Geico, Progressive, and State Farm constantly compete for customers. Even switching providers can save you $100 to $200 per month, adding up to thousands over the life of your loan. Tip 2. Buy used, ideally 3 years old. By then, the car has already taken the biggest depreciation hit but is still modern and reliable. Many are even under warranty. This sweet spot often delivers the best value. Tip 3. Choose a car with low maintenance costs. The difference can be staggering. For example, a 2017 BMW X5 might look appealing up front, but compared to a 2017 Toyota 4Runner, the BMW could cost $20,000 more in maintenance over 5 years. Always check tools like Edmunds' True Cost to Own calculator before deciding. Now, maybe you're realizing your dream car is out of reach right now. And that can feel discouraging. But here's the truth: if you're following these rules, you're already ahead. Because the average American is overspending on cars. In late 2022, the average price paid for a new vehicle was over $48,000. Based on the 35% rule, buyers should be earning $138,000 a year to afford that comfortably. But the average salary is much lower, which means millions are stretching themselves too thin and sacrificing their future financial freedom. So if you're living within your means, you're not missing out, you're winning. You're building a foundation for wealth, security, and stability. And if you're watching from outside the US, let me know how car affordability looks where you live. This isn't just an American issue, it's a global one. To wrap this up, if you're sticking to the 25% rule or following the 20th of April 10 guidelines, you're in a strong position. Whether you lease, buy new, or choose a reliable used car, make sure your decision aligns with your long-term goals. At the end of the day, owning a car should empower you, not drain you. Do subscribe for more such videos.